The Welsh Show is proudly sponsored by Music Wales, Wales' premier music company.
I'm Lisa Rogers.
I'm Paul Child.
And this is The Welsh Show. On tonight's show, Paul goes to Hollywood and bumps into Ioan Gruffudd.
Lisa chats to Celtic roots band Jamie Smith's Mabon.
Bon Jovi chat about their show at Cardiff City Stadium.
And joining us in the studio is Rickie Arthur, aka Michael Bublé.
Hello and welcome to The Welsh Show. I'm a bit excited this week, Paul. We've got Bon Jovi on the show.
I know, can't believe it, Bon. And I'm going to the show.
Where's my ticket?
Well, you know, they offered me one and, you know, I just grabbed it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, fair. And to be fair, I have seen them. I saw them back at the Super Bowl in 2003. They played live there.
What's that?
It's John Bon Jovi. And he's a bit of a heartthrob, I have to say.
He is. The last time I saw them, God, was with Wembley. It's got to be 15 years ago, I think. But did you know, 20 years ago, when I lived at Tenerife, I made my living as a Bon Jovi tribute act.
Did you have the whole wig, or did you grow your hair?
I had real hair.
You grew your hair to look like it?
Back then, I had real blonde, curly hair, would you believe, yeah.
Can you give us a quick blast of Living on a Prayer?
No, those days are long gone.
Oh, shame. But talking of tribute acts,
yes.
I'm delighted that we're joined by a man who makes his living being Michael Bublé.
It's Rickie Arthur.
Hello.
How are you, Rick?
I'm good.
Good.
Welcome to the studio. Now, why Michael Bublé?
I just kind of fell into it, really. It wasn't a choice. I was doing a lot of stuff in Manchester and an agent said, you look like Michael Bublé, so why don't you try it? So I did.
There's a lot worse people you could be compared to, let's face it.
Yeah, definitely.
So how long have you been doing the Bublé tribute?
About 3 years now.
Right.
Started off small, just kind of doing social clubs, just putting the feelers out.
Yeah.
And then got a band together, started touring all the theatres around the UK and Ireland and Isle of Wight and everywhere, really.
Yeah, so you are right around the UK, as you say, doing all the theatres with a full live band.
Full live band, yeah, and I do cruises, go all over the world with it. It's great.
Now, Michael Bublé's got a proper kind of, female fan base.
Yeah.
Do you kind of pick up on any of that? Do you ever get sort of, pants thrown at you?
There's an actual fan base called the Bublettes.
Right.
And they're like die-hard fans. And they're very critical.
Really?
Obviously, yeah.
Of tributes, you mean?
Just Bublé.
Right, I see. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. They're very, very sensitive about it.
Right, OK.
But they kind of follow me around a little bit and they,
OK.
They let you know what they think?
Yeah, they do.
What's the best thing they've said?
I don't know, they said I was just the most, the best one, really.
So they
there you go.
So when Michael's not here, they see you as the substitute and they kind of swoon over you instead.
Yeah, I don't know. We've got to be careful, though, because they're very sensitive about it, because they love him so much.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
God, and I thought it was just singing with a band, but you need a whole kind of sensitive network of knowing how to deal with the Bublettes.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, let's have a quick look at Rickie in action.
Yeah, let's see it.
And now you say you're lonely. You cry the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you.
Cry Me a River, very good.
That's like a proper Michael Bublé, wasn't it?
Yeah, almost.
Now, apparently you beat 200 other Michael Bublé tribute acts to become the Agent Association #1 act in the UK, tribute act in the UK, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There are
There's
a
a
lot
few
of them.
about, yeah.
And did you have to do a proper competition for that?
No, I think it was just the British Board Association of Agents.
Of
That's what
Agents,
they're called.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think they just kind of, I think it's 40% looks, 40% voice and then 20% kind of presentation and marketing. And
Right.
I think they just kind of looked at everything, and then I didn't have to do anything. I was away at the time anyway, I was on a cruise.
So
Well,
they just
apart
walked
from
found out.
be a really good Michael Bublé. So
Yeah.
you don't even know they're coming to see you. Oh, can you imagine if you had a bad night the night they came to see you?
Yeah, I think they'd send a couple of people, don't they?
Yeah, to secretly go and have a nose. Well, well done. That's really impressive because there's a lot of tribute acts around.
There are, yeah. 200 Bublé, I didn't even realise 200
There's 200 Bublés.
Because the tribute market has gone nuts. Like, I think it was the Beatles, the bootleg Beatles kicked it all off years ago, and since
massive,
then,
aren't
yeah, they're still huge. And then there was the bootleg Bee Gees, I think, and then Kenya's just exploded. It was a tribute to everything. And as soon as a new major act comes along, you know, there's 200 tributes popping up to them. You know?
Ollie Murs and whatnot.
There's a tribute Ollie Murs.
There's loads.
I did go to see a tribute AC/DC once. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Anyway, so we don't just do rock on this show.
No.
We've got rock with Bon Jovi.
We have got rock.
We've got what genre would Bublé fit into? Pop, I suppose.
Swing.
Swing. And of course, I spoke to a Celtic
Celtic,
folk
roots,
and
folky,
roots.
Celtic-y, Welshy, Celtic,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's have a look at what I'm talking about. Here he's in action. Welcome to the Welsh Show. Jamie Smith from Jamie Smith's Mabon.
Thanks.
Now, Jamie, on the spiel, your music's described as folk music, but it's not just straight plain folk music, is it? How do you describe it?
Well, a particular type of folk music. I mean, all these labels gets a bit confusing, doesn't it? You know, everyone trying to box things and what it is. But we do, you know, the one we try and go for is Celtic or into Celtic music, because you know I was brought up with Welsh folk music through folk dancing and music, and that had a big influence on me early on. And through my travels, as I was growing up, parents took me to different festivals, different places, and I started to really get into other types of Celtic music from Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, in France, for example, the Isle of Man, and travelled to all these places and, you know, found all these new bands and things, and they've all had an influence on the music I make as well. So yeah, and that's all informed what we do as Mabon. I write a lot of the music inspired by Celtic music.
So what are the different instruments you have in the band?
Well, I've got a 5-piece band, so myself on the accordion and vocals, and we've got Adam who plays bouzouki, which, have you heard of that before?
Sounds like the sort of chewing gum we used to have when we were kids.
Well, a bouzouki it kind of fills that slot what you'd expect an acoustic guitar to, so it's playing mostly, you know, providing harmony and rhythm. But a bouzouki it's an instrument that's come into particularly through Irish music, come into sort of British Isles sort of folk scene through via Greece, where it was originally a Greek instrument, and I don't know, some Irish musicians kind of found it and fell in love with it, and became a very popular instrument in the genre. And we've got Tom Collister, who plays the fiddle, and he's playing with us on the show. And we've got Iolo Whelan from Vale of Glamorgan, St Hilary, on the drums, and last but not least, Matt Downer plays the bass, all things bassy.
Now, you've had some amazing things written about you. One magazine said Jamie Smith's Mabon are a class act, and fur coat and knickers. I mean, you've had some. When you read that kind of stuff, does it really make you feel good, or do you kind of ignore what the press say about you?
I take it all with a pinch of salt myself, because I'm a cynical, pessimistic sort of. No, I'm joking. No, it's great to have positive comments and things. You just got to, you know, use them as encouragement. Keep going, but you know, you stay true to what you do, and it's the audiences that most important thing, not what the media think. And it's nice when you have good comments written about you, but the best thing is the comments you get at the end of the gig when you're meeting people at the end of the concert. 'Cause we always like to go out and say hi at the end, and you know, people want CDs signed and things like that, so you're chatting to them then, and it's those comments, you know, directly when people have just seen your show and they're like really moved and really happy, and that's the thing I take most satisfaction from.
Jamie, thank you so much for joining us on The Welsh Show. Jamie Smith's Mabon, a class act, fur coat and knickers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Jamie Smith's Mabon there.
Very good.
He's talented as well as good looking.
If you say so.
Yeah, I know so. Do you like the whole kind of folk roots movement? Are you into that?
Yeah, I'm into new folk music, like Newton Faulkner and Damien Rice.
Oh, good taste.
Saw doing West Live, actually, he's brilliant.
Good stuff. Well, stay with us. We're going to talk to you some more in the second half. But in the meantime, you got the gig of the century going off to Hollywood and you bumped into Ioan Gruffudd.
I did. I was over there for the Los Angeles Welsh Festival again this year.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah, wandering out.
How much do I have to pay you to come with you next time?
We can talk. We can talk.
Yeah.
Have a look at what I got up to in Hollywood.
Yeah, if I must. Lucky so-and-so.
I've been asked to come and take part in a very special St. David's Day festival here in Hollywood. I'd arrived in Los Angeles the day after they had laid a brand new star on Hollywood Boulevard, so I just had to go along and see it on my way to the festival. Here at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they've just laid a star which is very much overdue. It's to Richard Burton alongside Elizabeth Taylor. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. We're 5,000 miles from Cardiff, but here in this corner of Hollywood, Californians have come together to celebrate St. David's Day. The Los Angeles St. David's Day Festival is held at the Barnstable Park and Theatre at the end of Hollywood Boulevard. People come from miles around to celebrate their Welsh heritage, enjoy a Welsh cake or two, and even see Welsh corgis in action. It's a great event which culminates in the concert in the theatre in the evening, and you never know who you'll meet there. Okay, so at the Barnstable Art Park at the Welsh Festival of Los Angeles, and look who we bumped into, it's Ioan Gruffudd. How are you doing?
How are you? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, so how long have you been out here?
I've been out here for about 10 years now. It was 2013, came out in 2003. And I was just thinking the other day, I've been away from Wales now, I think, longer than I ever was in Wales.
Really?
It's been that long since I left Wales at 18 to go to London, and then eventually over here. And I'm starting to feel it as well. I can just feel it in my face, on my grey hair and everything, yeah.
So what on earth makes you want to live here in Hollywood rather than back home in Aberdeen?
Well, you know what, there's so much more rain here and more cloud cover, and it's so much colder than it is back home in Cardiff or Aberdeen, yeah.
So obviously we're all really proud of you and Matthew and the rest of the guys, the new generation of Welsh actors that have come in over here and taken over Hollywood, following the footsteps, of course, of Richard Burton.
Yes, and had the privilege, really, and the honour of being there at the unveiling of his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame the other day that Michael Sheen presided over so fantastically. Yes, I guess he paved the way, I suppose, for every Welsh actor. I mean, everybody's always compared to him, or everybody we all certainly look up to him. And you forget that in this day and age, you could have to compare sort of Brad and Angelina, you know, to what Liz and Richard would have been. So we're following in sort of gigantic footsteps, but we're all very, very proud of each other's achievements, and I think it's a brave move, you know, when you decide that you're going to make that leap to come over to Hollywood. You want to put yourselves in the Premier League, as it were, and it's a brave step, and I think we've all benefited from being brave at that time to make that leap, and we're reaping the rewards, really, of that bravery.
Brilliant. Well, my son obviously knows you as Mr. Fantastic. What are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, I'm in what we call pilot season mode here, where all the networks are giving, they're casting all the shows that they might want to pick up in the fall, as we say over here, in the autumn. So I'm running around like 3 or 4 auditions a day. Right. I'm learning sort of 40 pages of sides every weekend for different parts, from a procedural drama to a sort of a fantasy show So I'm very, very keen to get back on television. I was on a show last year called Ringer, which was slightly short-lived. But now that I'm married and I've got a family, it's nice to try and find some kind of stability and something on a consistent basis. I love working in films, but at the moment, the way that things are set up, they're only doing large tentpole movies like Fantastic Four that I was in. So seeing as I've played a superhero, it's very hard for me to go up for any other sort of superhero part. But, You know, it's an interesting life as an actor. It's never, there's no trajectory upwards. It's always like this.
Yeah.
And at the moment, if you'd want to look at that graph, I'm sort of like here at the moment, you know, waiting for that next little break, and it can happen literally overnight. You know? It's a really interesting existence, and you've got to have your wits about you, and you've got to have the confidence, especially during the times when you're not physically working.
Yeah. So enjoying life in Hollywood, though.
But the lifestyle here is amazing. I haven't looked back, to be honest with you. I haven't missed anything about Wales. I know that sounds a terrible thing. I miss the people and everything, but I haven't missed Wales. I don't miss living there. I don't miss living in London, even though I loved my time there as well. I'm just absolutely in love with the lifestyle here and what it affords us.
Can't say I blame you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Really
Good to see you. Thank you. Likewise. Cheers.
And he sends his regards, by the way.
Thank you very much, I think. He's the loveliest bloke, isn't he?
He was so nice, yeah.
I mean, I've known him for years, and I kind of thought he wouldn't remember me, because you must think, you know, meet so many people. And I was with a friend at the Welsh BAFTAs, and she said, oh, my son would love an autograph. So I said, Ioan, I don't know if you remember me, but is there any chance my friend Vic could have an autograph for his son? She's like, Lise, how are you? Massive kiss. Come on, come have a drink. This takes me back to the after party in St David's Bar. This is my mum and dad, so I end up sitting down with his parents drinking pink champagne.
Yeah,
I love him. He's great. Fabulous stuff. Well, look, we're going to go for a break now, but join us in the second half when we're talking Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Oh, see you then.
The Welsh Show is proudly sponsored by Music Wales, Wales' premier music company.
We did it! Wales as Six Nations champions again! We beat England to spoil their Grand Slam hopes and retain the championship trophy. And now you can relive that fantastic day with this official double DVD package. Ideal for Father's Day, it includes the full Wales v England match. What was the score again? Also highlights from the Ireland, France, Italy and Scotland games. Plus incredible fly-on-the-wall footage from the Wales camp throughout the Six Nations and exclusive interviews. Order yours direct today for just £12.50 from WalesInUnion.com.
Paul Child, in concert with the Welsh Television Orchestra. Includes Working Man, What Colour is the Wind, It's Only Make Believe and many more. Also includes the official WRU single recorded live at the Millennium Stadium.
Is that someday you'll care? You've got to try a little kindness. Just show a little kindness. Shy away.
Paul Child in concert. Out now at Tesco and Asda stores in Wales. Also available online at Amazon and iTunes.
Welcome to the world of Dragon 10, the best electronic cigarette in the world. Have you ever thought about stopping smoking cigarettes? Well, now you can the easy way. We guarantee 100% you will stop in 7 days or your money back. With over 40 different flavours to choose from, including 4 tobacco and every fruit flavour you can think of. Choose Dragon 10 for the real vaping experience. You can find our sales carts at Cardiff and Newport town centres or visit our website at www.dragon10.com. We're the one that everybody's talking about.
The Welsh Show is proudly sponsored by Music Wales, Wales' premier music company.
Welcome back to the Welsh Show. Now, Rickie, as well as being obviously the Michael Bublé tribute, you're also a singer-songwriter in your own right.
Yeah, I have a go. I play guitar and I write my own songs, just to occupy myself.
And what sort of songs do you write? Is it sort of swing?
Quite folky. No, not swing.
Had enough of swing with the day job.
But, yeah.
To keep myself sane, I do other stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can get mundane doing the same stuff all the time, so...
And what inspires the songs you write? Is it because everybody says it's like love life or kind of heartache and that sort of stuff? Is it that, or is it you kind of socialist worker, Billy Bragg type stuff?
It's a mixture, really. A lot of it is obviously past relationships and stuff, but then, you know, you write about general stuff as well, and my mates as well. You know, they've had stuff going on. I wrote a song about my mate because of his breakup, actually.
Right.
And does your mate know that you've written a song?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he does?
It's actually easier because there's no feelings involved for me.
And does his ex know about that you've written this?
No, she will though.
She's a couch! Now, talking of songwriting, we've got Bon Jovi in a minute, but you met the guy in Hollywood who wrote a lot of Bon Jovi's big hits, because I hadn't realised they hadn't written them themselves, actually.
I did, yeah. Desmond Child, we played a bit of the interview a couple of weeks ago, because he also wrote Bonnie Tyler's song for Eurovision. But yeah, Desmond Child has written so many of Bon Jovi's songs, including Living on a Prayer. You know, one of the big ones. And one thing I already knew when I met him was that the line, it was obviously the song is Tommy and Gina, and the line, Gina works the diner all day. I knew that that was actually written about Desmond's girlfriend at the time, her name was Gina, and she worked in a diner in New York. So I asked Desmond about that when I saw him. Have a look.
When I first got to New York, I had a girlfriend. That's when I still liked girls.
Sure.
And so we formed a group together called Desmond Child and Rouge.
Yeah.
And she worked at a singing waitress restaurant called Once Upon a Stove. And I stayed home writing songs.
Right.
And so we formed our group, and we actually made 2 albums on Capitol Records. And when I went to write Living on a Prayer with John Bon Jovi and Rickie Sambora, I just kept thinking about, those were, you know, some of the most beautiful times of my life. And living in this little apartment, we had nothing, and all we had were our dreams. And so at the restaurant where she worked, her name is Maria Vidal.
Sure.
And at the restaurant where she worked, they called her Gina Lola Brigida.
Right.
So Gina was code for Maria.
Fantastic.
And then, you know, originally I was singing Johnny and Gina because I liked the alliteration, but that didn't work for John because his name actually is John.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so he said, no, that's kind of dumb because my name is Johnny. Okay, Tommy. So that's how that came about.
Brilliant.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I was going to say when you were talking earlier, I'm sure you said he was gay.
Yeah, he wasn't at the time, apparently. So,
fair enough. What a talented guy.
He's amazing. That interview is about an hour long, and if you're into music, it's so interesting because he wrote most of Cher's songs. He wrote all of Aerosmith's hits. He wrote Ricky Martin's, all his, you know, Livin' La Vida Loca, all that stuff. You know, absolutely incredible.
And of course, most of Bon Jovi's hits.
Yep.
And Bon Jovi are about to perform at Cardiff City Stadium in about an hour.
Yeah, come on.
Unless you're watching the repeat, or indeed watching this on YouTube. And here's what Bon Jovi had to say about their current tour.
There was a picture of the front of a car. And I said to Spike, can you build that? You know, the first time I saw it, I had to step onto the stage. Look at that. You're not going to have a little VW bug up there, you know, but man, rock it. You want some American steel behind you. Here it is. I got to sing. I don't see anything. I got to just do the show. But for the audience, they're certainly getting their value for the money. I love playing that song every night live, and it's 50,000 people know the words to it every night. It's wonderful.
We keep talking to our fans and gaining new fans. I think it's the idea of a positive message, I think, has really been a big thing for us.
The magic of a great song is as close to immortality as anyone would ever get. You know, it stays in the consciousness, in the culture, around the globe, and in our case, for generations.
The believer, for the faceless, and the teachers stand up and defy. What about now? What about now? What about
now? the demographic of the band is 6 to 60. I mean, I saw little babies in the audience last night, and I saw people that were older than me.
I'll tell you, John's very good at it, making a stadium feel like a living room. And he reaches out to the people and gets them going.
I keep reading about these bands that do these 80-minute sets and 90-minute sets. I mean, God, I strive to do 3 hours every night.
You know, it's, you know, we play our music, we communicate music to people, and the songs are anthemic, so people like to sing.
You know, I'd like to think 2 things. The reputation that we've had live always spoke for itself, regardless of if the records were popular in that market. And the songs that you know. You know. And so, you know, you could see some great band and not know any of the songs and go, well, that was entertaining, but I didn't relate. If you have both. But you give everything you got. And when you want to do that and give of yourself that much, you want to share it with as many people as you possibly can. And if that means 1 million of them, it's nothing to do with, look at me, 1 million people looking at me. It's not that. It's that energy that you give and you get.
That looks amazing. Come on, let's get going.
Bon Jovi, brilliant.
You coming, Rick?
Definitely coming.
Hang on, have you given my ticket to Rick?
No, I've got a spare, come on.
Rick, thank you very much for joining us on The Welsh Show. Where can people find out where to see you?
Just my website, bubléfever.co.uk. Check the gigs list.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. Bublé Fever, I love it.
Bublé Fever.
We'll be back next week. You can always see us on Facebook.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at The Welsh Show.
Or we'd love to hear from you. So you can email us info@thewelshshow.tv. So we'll see you next week, and to play us out, here is Jamie Smith's Mabon. See you then.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Welsh Show is proudly sponsored by Music Wales, Wales' premier music company.